Math is a wonderful thing.
What happened to our dear Aunt Sally? Now, Aunt Sally was quite a character. She usually didn't look as mean or grumpy as she does here, but she definitely looked as old. One day, my cousin Jack and I found Aunt Sally looking rather confused and angry. "Aunt Sally, what's wrong?" we asked. With a huffled sigh, she looked down at her cell phone and exclaimed, "Pretty please, help me find the silly parentheses on this thing." Chuckling at her, Jack and I looked at each other. Neither of us remembered how to use these old, outdated phones, nor could we remember when Aunt Sally got a cell phone. Jack took control while I inquired Aunt Sally why she needed the parentheses so badly. "I have to send a text to my friend and the new phone to be cool. But first I have to take care of my parentheses." It was only after Jack handed her the phone back with the parentheses carefully inserted that she was ready to talk further. "Sorry, I just had to get those out of the way so I could stop worrying about this. I hate when I have to go back and change everything because I didn't put my parentheses in first." "Okay, Aunt Sally. How has your day been?" we asked. "Busy. I was sitting in the cafe and two exponents came in incessantly talking about a rally coming up." "Wait a minute, you mean like in math, the tiny numbers on top of big numbers?" "Well, that's one definition. Another is somebody that exemplifies a certain characteristic or advocates for a certain cause, like Martin Luther King or Gandhi or Nelson Mandela, who advocated for peace." Okay, so you could think of an exponent in math as being on top of the other numbers because it advocates for the number below it to be better than what it is now by multiplying itself by a certain number of times? Yeah, that's one way to think of it. So anyways, like I was saying, these people came in, and I was just like, "Excuse me, exponents, but do you really need to talk so loud? Can you please excuse yourselves?" So, then you must know what happens next. And then I had finished with the exponents, I saw my dear Officer Mary D, and she needed help figuring out how to write a ticket. How did she need help writing a ticket, Aunt Sally? Well, first she needed to multiply how many tickets she had written today, and then divide that into her total number required for the week to see how many more she needed. I guess she could have multiplied first and then divided, but I divided and then multiplied. I just did the one that came and the one that I saw first, like I was always told. Anyways, I had to help my dear Officer Mary D, because nobody can do anything by themselves these days. Wow, Aunt Sally, sounds fun. Yeah, well, anyways, okay, so after I did that, I said to myself, "Aunt Sally?" "Yes, Aunt Sally?" "You need to make some changes in your life." "I do?" "You do. You need to come up with some good things and subtract the bad things." So that's what I did. I made some subtractions and additions to my life, whichever I found first. And that's when I got my new cell phone, and voila, a better me. Just then, a man walked by in a hurry and accidentally knocked into Aunt Sally. "You The man turned around and stared while I quickly jumped in. "Sorry, sir. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. She's had a long day trying to find her parentheses, dealing with exponents, multiplying and dividing, and adding and subtracting." Aunt Sally nodded in agreement as we got into the car to return home and call it a successful day.
Parentheses, exponents, multiply or divide, add, subtract, easy as that. Use PEMDAS to get it right. Parentheses, exponents, multiply or divide, add, subtract, easy as that. Use PEMDAS to get it right. The first step, parentheses, hugging all the numbers that you need to complete. They're always there, just hugging them, surrounding them until they're done. Step 2, exponents, tiny little numbers, yes, floating up there in the emptiness. Step 2, exponents, what you do next? Step 3 and 4, you already know. Multiply, divide the entire row. Go left to right, now take it slow, just take it slow. So here you go. Steps 5 and 6 are the basic math. Add them all up and also subtract. PEMDAS, 6 steps, they're easy breezy and super duper cheesy. When you're doing math, reminding you what to do first and last. Order of operations, a new sensation. Use PEMDAS when looking at equations. Parentheses, exponents, multiply or divide, add, subtract, easy as that. Use PEMDAS to get it right.